In problem 15, Mr. Knapp had some stamps. If he gave 7 stamps to each of his children, he would have 5 stamps left. If he gave 8 stamps to each child, he would have 3 more stamps in order for the children to have an equal number of stamps. How many stamps did Mr. Knapp have? Now this problem is a little bit difficult because you're not told how many children Mr. Knapp has. So it might be easiest if we just guessed. Alright, so if Mr. Knapp, let's say Mr. Knapp has 5 children, then 7 times 5 would be 35, and he would have 5 stamps left. So he gave out 7 to each of the 5 children, and he still had 5 left over, and so he has 40 stamps. If he had 5 children and 8 stamps per child, he would need 40 stamps, but he's going to be 3 short. He would need 3 more in order to give them each an equal number. So we subtract 3 from that, and that would give 37. So he can't have both 40 and 37. We have to come up with the same number in both of these in order for this to work. If he had 6 children, then 7 stamps apiece would be 7 times 6 is 42. Then he had 5 stamps left over for a total of 47. If he had 6 children and gave them and wanted to give them 8 stamps each, he would need 48, but he would be short 3, so he would only have 45. So we went from being 3 apart away from being equal to being 2 away from being equal. And we'll do this again. If there were 7 children, giving them 7 each would be 49, and he still had 5 left over, and so he would have had 54. If he had 7 children and gave them 8 each, he would need 56 but be short 3, so he would only have 53 stamps there. If there were 8 children, 7 stamps apiece, they would get 56 and have 5 left over still, and that would work if he had 61 stamps. If he had 8 children and 8 stamps each, it would need 64 but be short 3, and so that would mean he would have 61. So this is the case. He has to have 8 children, and in this case he will have 61 stamps, so that if he gave 7 to each of his 8 children, he would have 5 left over, but if he wanted to give 8 to each of his children, he would be short 3. So it has to come out to be the same number there, and so the answer would be 61 stamps.